someone who has 30 plus years in an industry, multiple Emmys, high profile job, is really acting like this. I just really couldn't understand why Friends of Beauty podcast was the platform for it to be okay for you not to come on as your best self. Because like I told you, your best friend in beauty does not delete anything. Okay? I don't delete nothing. I got screenshots. I got all the stuff. That I asked for her number. I didn't edit it out, and somebody is calling her from a blocked number and keeps hanging up. Hashtag yikes.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get authentic answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. Join me every week as me and my special guest reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, from the ups and downs of their journey to the nitty-gritty of their struggles and triumphs. We're spilling the tea on it all, and most importantly, having fun while doing it. You ready?
Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on today's episode, Friends in Beauty, I owe you a story time, okay? On episode 293, the dark truth about meeting your mentors, I told you all that I was going to give you a little story time about when someone had me absolutely messed up, okay? So I'm going to try my best not to use profanity in this, but this is basically the story about the worst podcast guest experience I have had to date. And the moment that I realized that not every industry legend deserves the pedestal that we put them on, okay? So back in episode 293, I just talked about like the dark truth about meeting your mentors. Like I am so blessed that I have had so many amazing encounters in the industry, and it's like so few and far in between where I come in contact with somebody who just feels icky or have an icky experience. I can honestly say that the last 12, 13 years in the industry has been tremendous overall, but every now and then there's a bad egg, okay? And I've told you all I would be remiss if I just literally just come on here and tell you all the positive things. I'm glad that most of the things that I get to share with you all are positive because that really is the experience that I have. But I think it's also important to talk about the not so pretty things that happen and the lessons learned from it, if any, and how I handled it. And because it may be something that you come in contact with later on in your career, and you could be like, "Oh, Aquia talked about this. Let me handle it this way," or whatever. It will sound familiar to you and you know what to do. So let's go ahead and get into the story. So this happened last year. And first of all, before I start, happy Thanksgiving. Okay. We're giving thanks. We're giving thanks for all the experiences, good or bad. Okay. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So I was like, on that episode 293, I was like, why not come back around the time that it happened and tell the story? So it has literally been a year since this has happened, only a year, and only people who are like close to me, like friends and stuff, know about this. I have never told this story publicly, but basically a year ago I interviewed a very prominent celebrity makeup artist in the industry. And if you know anything about me, if you see me looking down, I got my notes, okay? So before we jump into it too, if you are watching me on YouTube, subscribe, like this video. If you are listening to the sound of my voice, make sure you are subscribed on any platform that you are listening to so you can always come back and find the Friends of Beauty podcast. But I digress. So about a year ago, I interviewed a very prominent celebrity makeup artist in the industry who I have been following on Instagram probably since I started doing makeup for real. This person has multiple Emmys, 30 plus years in the industry, a very, very popular job that if I said the name of it, you might be able to find out who it is. I'm not going to say this person's name at all because it doesn't even deserve that, okay? We would not be saying this person's name, but I just want to tell you the story. But we've never met before in person, but we have corresponded before in the past, like many years ago, like via text. It was like a referral type of thing. She was looking for a makeup artist in DC as a referral, and we chatted like that. But we've never like chatted like how we talked on the podcast and got to know her and all of this. So mind you, um the interview was great, in my opinion. The interview was great. The energy was good. She was sipping wine ahead of time, getting in the groove. Only thing was like she was like a little concerned about the lighting. She kept asking like, "Is the lighting okay?" I'm like, "Girl, the lighting is good. Like it's giving. Like the lighting is good." I think the conversation was great. I think her story was absolutely amazing. Like hearing her story and like the progression of how she got to where she is. I was like, my friends in beauty are gonna gag. My friends in beauty need to hear this. Like I was so pumped up talking to her. And when we were having the interview, she just kept saying, "Am I talking too much? Am I talking too much?" Like she kept asking, "Am I talking too much?" I'm like, "No, girl, like they need to hear this. Like keep talking." Cause you know me, I'm gonna sit back. I'm not like one of the interviewers that interrupt too much. I'm gonna let you talk. So I felt like her story was like absolutely mind blowing. Just and it really spoke to I could just tell you a little gist of the story. It just really spoke to the building relationships that I always talk about, the persistence, putting yourself out there, being prepared, like all the things that we need to do to really, reach really, really high heights in the industry, right? So, mind you, this was a rescheduled interview too, and this is very important. This was a rescheduled interview. So, originally we were supposed to do the interview maybe like a few weeks back or maybe like a month even, but at the very last minute, I want to say either like the day of or the day before the interview, she had to cancel because she had a client, which was totally understandable, right? I'm not going to block your coins for you to come talk to me on a podcast. So we had to reschedule the interview. And when we did, I was so grateful when I finished the interview. You already know, like, if you follow me on Instagram, anytime I do an interview and I'm really, really excited about it, I cannot help myself that, like, just to pick up my phone and like come on Instagram afterwards and be like, "Oh my God, I just talked to such and such." And so I did that. I was so grateful for the interview. I raved about it on Instagram, all of that. So I think we probably did the interview maybe like some weeks before it actually came out because prior to this new iteration of the podcast, I always have episodes like stacked up. I'm always interviewing people constantly, so the episodes just roll out. So this one, I want to say we probably did the interview probably like almost a month. I don't even know. It was a little bit, some weeks before it actually came out. So before the interview was aired, she reached out in my DMs like because we were talking about something else personal, like her connecting me with somebody I've been trying to get on the podcast who's a friend of hers. So she was reaching out like, "Oh, this is, I could give you her email, whatever." And then she was like, if the video looks too dark, like let's redo it. Because I told you she was concerned about the lighting, right? If the video looks too dark, let's redo it. And I was like, I think the video will be fine, but I'll let you know for sure, right? Fast forward, the episode gets released, right? So y'all know I release episodes every single Wednesday like clockwork since May 5th, 2020. I don't play. Okay? Every single Wednesday I release an episode of the Friends of Beauty podcast and I'm super proud of my consistency, okay? Most people don't even make it past like episode 10 or 12 or something like that. And here we are. This is episode 298. All right? So I don't play about my podcast being released on time even if I'm traveling, which I've had like struggles with in the past with like releasing the episodes and probably having to get my best friend to do it from like I don't play about getting y'all these episodes, okay? So when the episode gets released, I do my normal thing. And mind you, I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't handle the emails personally for the Friends of Beauty podcast. I have an assistant that handles the emails. But I, released the episode on a Wednesday. I posted on my story. She reposted it. I messaged her telling her, "Oh my God, I enjoyed listening back to our chat. Your story is so inspiring." All of that, right? Let me tell you her response. And one thing about me, you should know if you ever decide to try me, I keep receipts. I don't delete nothing, okay? Hence the reason why my storage is always full on my phone. Okay. So she DM'd me back. Let me read what it says. Okay. This is the DM. I'm not going to use this person's name. So they said, "Hi, beautiful. Oh my God. It was so much fun meeting and chatting with you. I look and sound crazy as heck. Drinking wine before an interview is not good. Oh my God, I look like I'm crazy. I'm all over the place with two laughing emojis. Can I edit the interview before you release it? With 4 laughing emojis. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving with family and friends. Please, no need to upload this on your YouTube channel. I look and sound crazy." Okay. So in my head, I'm like, what is she talking about? So I responded, and mind you, like I said, this literally has 6 laughing emojis in it. Okay. So you already know through text message, you can't really tell someone's tone, but all these laughing emojis, it seems like it's not like a serious matter in my eyes because you're laughing about it, right? So I respond and I say, I thought it was great. So many gems in there. It's seriously, like with a little like laughing emoji too. And I said, it has already been released. Hence the reason why I'm posting on Instagram telling people to go watch the episode, right? It's already been released, right? So that was that for me. I didn't think anything of it. And mind you, when people schedule their interviews on the podcast, they have to agree to this agreement in order to schedule it. So the agreement basically, before you come on the podcast, is basically states that you said what you said. Okay, I ain't editing out nothing because I have had people come back in the past and be like, "Oh my god, like, can you take this little bit?" And like, depending on how you approach it, it ain't no big deal to me, but that's basically what it says. Like, you can't edit, you can't come from me. You said what you said. I can use your image, all the legal jargon, blah 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 blah. But I have had people come back in the past and be like, "Dang, I said this about such and such. Can you take this out?" And especially if it hasn't been uploaded already, I'm like, "Go ahead, like whatever. I'll take it out. It's no big deal. I don't want to put you in a weird position when you said something about somebody you don't want it out there, whatever." Even though I don't have to because you signed an agreement, right? So I ain't think nothing of it. I responded to her saying like, I thought it was great. I really did. So upset. Really thought it was great. So later that night, I get a call from my friend in beauty, who is a mutual friend of hers, who is a friend of mine. And it was so late that I didn't answer the phone because I mean, we cool, but we ain't that cool. For you to be calling me at like almost like 11 something that night. I literally looked at the phone. It was like, why is let me think of a name. Why is Brittany calling me? This is not the person's name, but I'm like, why is Brittany calling me at what's 11 o'clock? And I didn't think nothing of it. And one thing about me too, if you don't send me a text message afterwards, or if you don't leave a voicemail, in my head, it's not important. Okay. I'm used to getting butt dialed because my name starts with the A. So normally people be butt dialing me by accident. So I don't even like take it seriously. So if you don't text me afterwards or leave a voicemail, I'm like, oh, it wasn't important. I'll get back to them. So that next morning, mind you, is Thanksgiving. So that's why I told y'all to tell y'all the tea around the time that it happened. So the next morning is Thanksgiving, right? And I called Brittany back. And Brittany is like, oh, I was just calling you because I say Susan is the podcast guest. I was just calling you because Susan reached out for me to get in contact with you so you could remove her episode off of YouTube. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I was like really gagged because I was like, oh my gosh, she was serious. Like I literally did not take it seriously. I was like, oh, she's like seriously joking. Like she doesn't really want me to take it down. She does probably think that she looks and sounds crazy, but she's not literally asking me to take it down. Like I literally was like, really? I was like, oh my gosh, she's serious about that? I thought she was joking. And in my head, I'm just like, well, what do you think? Because this person is a veteran Brittany is a veteran in the industry too. So I'm just like, what do you think I should do? You think I should take it down? Because like technically I don't have to because this person, Susan, agreed to the terms and conditions. I don't have to take it down, right? So I can't really remember what she said, but it was kind of almost like, I mean, I wouldn't take it down, but I don't want to get involved type of thing. Like it was an answer like that. It was more like, business wise, like I wouldn't take it down, but I don't even want to get involved with that. Like it's like almost like she didn't really want to give her input. So next thing you know, I must have called Brittany real early because by 9:47 a.m. Thanksgiving morning, I get a text from Susan. Let me find the text because like I told you, your best friend in beauty does not delete anything. Okay? I don't delete nothing. I got screenshots. I got all the stuff. So I get a text message at 9:47 a.m. I'm about to say Christmas on Thanksgiving morning, and mind you, like I told you, we have corresponded before, but my number has changed. So she messaged the old number and messaged my new number, which leads me to believe that Brittany gave out my number, which is a big no-no. Okay, don't give out my number. Do not give out my number. If you have my number, you do not give out my number unless you ask me first, okay? Especially with stuff like this. Like, I have had people give out my number like in really quick situations, and I'm probably guilty of it too, in really quick situations where somebody's looking for a booking or somebody wants, makeup. And even like in those situations, I'm like, dang, I feel bad for like doing it so quickly without asking the person. But like, literally, I don't even care if it's a family member. When I change, because this is like a tangent, but the first number that I literally had that number since I was 17, and I changed my number in 2020 because I just felt like too many people had access to me. You get those little text messages from people you ain't talked to in like 5-10 years, like, hey, like, this still you? Like, nah, like, keep it moving. So I'm very, very protective for my number. So this person reaches out and says, "Happy Thanksgiving, beautiful. This is Susan. I asked Brittany to contact you. She was unable to reach you, so she forwarded. Oh, there it is. She forwarded me your information. I hope you're enjoying your time with your family. Thank you for our girls powwow session. Unfortunately, can you please delete my interview from your YouTube page? I had the assumption you would edit the video. You asked for my number and it's live on the video with a sad face. Please take it down. Exclamation point. Someone called me from a blocked number and keeps hanging up. Hashtag yikes. If time permits, I would like us to redo the interview. I look forward to seeing you soon. Congratulations with everything. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family." I was like, first of all, let me break this down, because what are you talking about? That this is the part that got me, that somebody is that I asked for her number, I didn't edit it out, and somebody is calling her from a blocked number and keeps hanging up. Hashtag yikes. First of all, Susan, in my head, I'm like, who the bleak does Susan think that she is? That somebody will literally listen to my podcast interview and be like, "Oh, she put her number in there. Let me call." First of all, second of all, third, I don't even know where I am at this point. If you ever do a podcast interview, if anybody has done a podcast interview, if anybody has ever put their number out publicly, my assumption is that it's a number that somebody could contact you on. I have a business number and I have a personal number. I would never give out my personal number on a podcast. I give you the business number. And then what irritated me was that when I went back and listened to the interview just to see what she was saying, I left her number in there. She never said the area code, and the audio got messed up at a certain point where it was like you couldn't even hear the whole number. So she never said an area code. So how is somebody calling you and hanging up if you never said an area code? Where would they know where to find you? Where do you live? You live in Cali? You live in Florida? You live in Atlanta? Like, what area code would they have put in? So I'm like, this bitch is lying. Okay, that's how I felt. I'm like, I'm trying not to curse, but I'm like, she's lying, right? So that's why I'm like, okay. So it went from drinking wine before an interview is not good. I look like I'm crazy. I'm all over the place. All that stuff. To you left my number in there and somebody keeps hanging up. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I had the assumption you would edit the video. Who are you trying to come for? Because at this point, I was still editing. So, tuh, don't play with me, right? So, at this point, as you can tell, I was very, very highly irritated because at this point, you're messing with my consistency. Like I told you, I went investigated the number, all lies, because you never even put your area code in there, and the audio got corrupted, and you can even hear the whole number. Okay. And more importantly, why the would you come on my platform under the influence of wine if you can't hold yourself and conduct yourself accordingly? Would you go on Good Morning America after drinking wine? Would you go on another public platform after drink? Why do you, in my opinion, the way I felt was like, why do you feel like my platform was okay for you to come on under the influence? Like, and I'm not bashing anybody that drinks wine, because when I interviewed the OG, okay, Sam Fine, and we did the little Never Have I Ever, I was like, well, I'm not gonna be drinking. And he's like, well, I am, and he had his wine and he was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, whatever you want to sip on and do during an interview is fine with me. she had stated even before we like got on the interview and started recording, she was drinking wine. All fine with me. Whatever you got to do to loosen up, whatever you got to do. But if you're going to do it to the point where you can't conduct yourself or you're not proud of what you put out, I just really, really couldn't understand why Susan felt like the Friends of Beauty podcast was the platform for it to be okay for you not to come on as your best self. Hey, Friends in Beauty. If you're a professional makeup artist or beauty pro who is tired of juggling multiple tools to run your business, I got great news for you. Beauty Pro Funnels is here to simplify your life and take your business to the next level. Unlike other platforms like Wix, Squarespace, or Acuity, Beauty Pro Funnels was created by a makeup artist for makeup artists. This is the world's first all-in-one software that helps you book clients, sell your products, and even launch courses all in one place. No need for separate subscriptions that drain your wallet or tools that don't speak your language as a beauty pro. With Beauty Pro Funnels, you're not just getting another booking tool. You're unlocking the ability to create multiple revenue streams. So whether you're behind the chair or not, you're making money. Imagine accepting bookings, selling your beauty products, and offering courses all without the stress of managing separate systems. That could be a big headache. Let me break it down to you one more time. Your website, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your portfolio, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. Your booking site, build it on Beauty Pro Funnels. And your e-commerce site, host it in Beauty Pro Funnels. Want to offer beauty courses or digital products? You can sell them inside of Beauty Pro Funnels, and you'll be able to send invoices, digital contracts, newsletters, and do all of your marketing directly from your Beauty Pro Funnels account. It's mind-blowing. Listen, you're going to save hundreds of dollars every single month by replacing over 10 platforms when you make the switch to Beauty Pro Funnels like Wix, Squarespace, Acuity, WordPress, Vagaro, Honeybooks, 17 Hats, Dubsado, MailChimp, Klaviyo, Kajabi, DocuSign, even Shopify. It's crazy. I know you got at least one of those. And here's the best part. Tayana and her team spent over a year building plug-and-play templates into your account for pretty much everything, so you never have to start from scratch at all. So all of your appointment confirmations, reminders, and payment reminders and stuff like that for your clients, they have already been written out for you. You can even gather reviews and referrals all on autopilot. You'll free up so many hours of time each week so you can focus on what you love, your artistry. Plus, with their mobile app, you can manage your entire business from the palm of your hand. Send invoices, schedule appointments, and even take payments on the go. I believe in Beauty Pro Funnels so much that I recently moved the Friends of Beauty site to Beauty Pro Funnels, and I am loving it. It's a game changer because it's not just a platform. I swear it is like having your personal business assistant designed specifically for makeup artists and beauty pros like you. So here's the deal. If you want to see what all the hype is about, visit getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends to get a personalized tour and see how Beauty Pro Funnels can transform your business today. That's getbeautyprofunnels.com/friends because you deserve the best tool for your beauty business. Because I feel like if you was on CNN, Good Morning America, or any of these other platforms, you would not do that. So I just felt really, really highly disrespected at this point because, first of all, you said it was one thing. You said it was, oh, I look crazy. I was drinking wine. Then you come back with the whole phone number thing. What the fuck is it? I'm sorry, but like, what is it? I'm like, what is it? Because so after the text message, and one thing about me too, I can't respond to you right away because the way that I'm telling you the story, I was way more elevated. So there's no way that I could have responded to the text message right away because it just would not have been professional. Okay. So I had to take some time to think about it. At this point, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I handle this? If I delete it, I won't have an episode for the week. How do I respectfully respond to this person? Because, text messages can't really tell tone. But from this tone, the way it felt nice, nasty. Like somebody trying to be nice, nasty. Like they being nasty, but they trying to put the pleases and thank yous and have fun with your family. Like, I'm the type of person, I don't need none of that. Like, I don't need all the pleasantries. Just tell me what it is. I don't need none of that because that's the stuff that really irritates me more is when people try to be fake. Like, I don't like that. I don't like it. So I'm trying to figure out like how do I respectfully respond? How can I make this work for the both of us where I have an episode and she feels like okay I took out her number or whatever. And mind you, if you don't remember, this is Thanksgiving. I shouldn't be thinking about none of this. Okay, I should be chilling, spending time with my family, whatever. So I just respond to her and let her know. I said, "Hey Susan, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well. To accommodate your concern, I can have your number edited out and upload the audio only to YouTube. Enjoy the rest of your day." All right. So I was like, okay, to appease her, she says she looks it sounds crazy or whatever. If she's concerned about how she looks, I'll just put the audio and delete the number that she never even really nobody even heard. To appease her, I would just go ahead and delete the number out and then just upload the audio since she's concerned about how she looks. And mind you, even when she said the number, she was like, if I was saying a number, this is my old number, 202-526. Like she said it so fast, 202-526. No, she didn't even say the area code. She just said the number 526 da, 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 da. And she said it so fast. And it was like nobody would have caught it anyway. And the audio got messed up. Anyways. So like I said, I responded to her text and that's what I said. Then 2 hours later, she sends me another text because I didn't do it right away. I didn't do it right away because like I said, it's Thanksgiving. Okay. And I had to figure out how if you don't edit, if you don't have a podcast, if you're not techie, then you really don't know what go. Like people really think that we just sit down in front of a microphone and just upload stuff. It don't happen like that. There are certain things that need to go into place in order for the episode to come out. So I didn't delete it right away. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold it there until I'm done doing what I need to do to, do what I need to do. So before I could even do that, she messaged me back again. She spelled my name wrong, which is a pet peeve for me anyway. She spelled my name wrong. And then she says, "Thank you for responding to my text. Great idea. However, the video is still on YouTube." And this is like 2 hours later. The video is still on YouTube. I would appreciate it if you can remove the video from YouTube ASAP. Thank you, with all exclamation points. Enjoy time with your family. How the fuck am I supposed to enjoy time with my family if I'm over here worried about your funky episode because you decided to drink wine ahead of time and you ain't like the way you looked and sounded? Like, how am I supposed to enjoy time? That's why I say it's like nice nasty because like how do you expect me to enjoy time with my family if I'm over here dealing with this? You know what I'm saying? So by this time, I'm calling her every name in the book but a child of God. Okay. In the comfort of my own home. And then I just made the executive decision not to upload the interview at all because it wouldn't be consistent with what I normally put out. I always have an audio and visual component to the podcast. And she was just getting on my damn nerves at this point. I'm just like, F it. I don't even want nothing to do with you at this point. It would not be on my platform. So I did delete it. And like I said, mind you, this was the rescheduled interview. For her to come and say, um, maybe we could record again or something, she said, I forgot. Maybe that's somewhere else. I'm gonna get to that. Or maybe it was in the DM. Yeah. She asked if I could where is it? Whatever. At some point, she asked, like, maybe we could do it again or something like that. I'm like, absolutely not, because this was the rescheduled interview. Like, whose time you? I don't have time to waste like that. I'm not the one. Like, I'm a very nice person, but when it comes time, when it comes to people playing with me and playing with people that I care about, I don't. It is not happening. So you already wasted my time. You rescheduled the interview. You come on under the influence of wine and don't like the way that you look and sound. Like, So I deleted the video. And luckily, I had already recorded a YouTube video that I was waiting to release, like probably that weekend or something like that. So I just went ahead and made that. It's not like a traditional podcast episode where I'm saying my intro and all that stuff. It's very like YouTubey, but I just went ahead and just put that in the place of her episode and kept it moving just to fill the space. Okay, on Thanksgiving when I should be worried about tending to my family, maybe cooking up something, maybe going to the grocery store, bringing the juice, because I would really be cooking like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like helping to chop up some vegetables or something to prep. but I'm over here worried about her funky ass episode. So the next day, I decide to email her, and I see that before she sent me the DM, apparently she had emailed saying like, one day, that's what it is. One day, can we redo the interview? I look and sound crazy. Please don't post this on your YouTube page. Like this, like look, is literally in the email. With the laughing emoji. Thank you again for showcasing me on your podcast. I look forward to meeting you in person. Happy Thanksgiving, all that stuff. But like I said, I'm not the one. I'm not the person who handles the emails for the podcast. I have an assistant, so my assistant probably didn't see it at the same time, and then Susan ended up DMing me pretty much saying the same thing. So I decided to send her an email. Okay. After I deleted the episode and made the executive decision that this is not happening, I decided to send her an email because in the past I have been known to be very passive. Okay. I do not like confrontation of the negative persuasion. Okay. So when it comes to confronting someone about something they may have done or said, whether it's personal life or business life, that's why sometimes things that you deal with in your personal life can boil over into business. Like this is very much a personal thing with me as a queer. I don't like negative confrontation or uncomfortable confrontation because I know the type of person that I am. And I feel like if it goes left, I would never freaking talk to you again. Or you go see a whole different side of me that you go like, I'm good on her. Okay. So I try my best to not respond in the moment because the response that you get in the moment is not going to be pretty. And that's why I had to sit on the text message that she sent and just sit on the fact that she literally had somebody reach out to me. Like it was just so much. I'm like, oh, like she's like tripping. Okay. So let me read you verbatim. I'll read you verbatim what I sent her, and you let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Like, do you think it was professional? Do you think it was unprofessional? Do you think it was tasteful? How would you have responded? You let me know. Um, yeah, so I said, hey, Susan, or hi, Susan, not even hey, hi, Susan. I wanted to let you know that I removed your interview from YouTube as requested. When you agree to the interview, you agree to the terms and conditions that grant Friends in Beauty the rights to use your image and waive the right to inspect or approve any use of your interview. In consideration of brand consistency, I've decided not to release the interview as the podcast always has a visual and audio component. There was a lack of accountability or concern for what needed to be done on my end to accommodate your request as a result of you not being pleased with how you represented yourself due to drinking wine before the interview. Time and resources go into the production of every episode. I expected more from someone whose journey I've been following for some years and who has 30 plus years of experience in the industry. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. That's all I said. And mind you, this was not the first draft of this email. I wish I would have kept the iterations of the emails that I sent because when I tell you, baby, I was reading her for filth, okay? I was reading poor Susan for filth in the original emails, but I had to rein it back. I had to consult my people, and they like, no, take this out, take this out. You don't need to say all of that. Just be very straight to the point. And that's what it was. I was really just flabbergasted. Like someone who has 30 plus years in an industry, multiple Emmys, a high profile job, is really acting like this, doesn't know how to conduct themselves when they're doing an interview, doesn't know their limit when they're drinking wine so that they don't sound and look crazy. And then really texting me and harassing me to take down your interview like this. Like, who are you supposed to be? Like, I was just really like disappointed. And I'm not even angry at this point at this person, as Susan. I am more so disappointed. And that's why I talked about the dark truth about meeting your mentors. Oh my gosh, online, this person is just so, and they was like pretty much the energy was the same with this person, like high energy and everything. But all of this the little sprinkle of nastiness that I got, that I felt at least, in between, even with the pleases and thank yous, I'm like, you just trying to like, I'm not for all of that nice nasty stuff, like telling me ASAP and like I just couldn't believe it. So you would not believe, I'd be damned. Let me find this joint. I'd be damned if Susan, I sent this email on a Friday, right? I'll be damned if Susan didn't get her lawyer to reach out to me, honey. Her lawyer. What is your lawyer reaching out for if I've already deleted the episode? Why? Tell me why in the comments. If you have an answer to that, let me know. Maybe it's something I don't know. Why is your lawyer reaching out to me if I've already deleted the episode? I just couldn't understand it. So, for legal reasons, who knows if Susan is still lingering? Because I done blocked her from whatever I need to block her from. But in case Susan is still lingering, I'm not gonna read the email word for word from the attorney, but it basically says that Susan participated in good faith or whatever to support meaningful conversations that I have on the podcast. And of course, she talking about something, she expected a higher level of quality and attention to detail when it came to the final product. The final product left her disappointed, especially that with me sharing her personal information, which I told you was never even really shared, right? No area code is whatever. Talking about since I brought up like the legal waivers and stuff, I understand that giving out persons personal information without authorization, blah 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 blah, and they could pursue legal and regulatory action in this matter, but they decided to refrain at this time. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. If you decide to put your phone number on the podcast, that is up to you. And let me tell you this right now, Friends of Beauty. If you decide to put your number on a podcast, it is going to be assumed that it is public information. That is not for the person who's editing to go and take it out. You said it. You agreed to the terms and conditions. The number is staying in there. Okay? Just to let you know. So make sure you read the contracts and all that stuff before you proceed. And then she's the lawyer tries to say that the reason why Susan offered to re-record wasn't due to her drinking wine or whatever. It was a gesture of goodwill and giving me the opportunity to improve the quality in the editing of my podcast with better professional standards. Can you, especially the people who have been listening to this podcast, there have been maybe like not even a handful of episodes that probably was janky. I've been doing this for 5 years, girl. Please stop it. Okay? I cannot even believe that she got her lawyer to reach out to me. Do you think that was overboard? What do you think? Do you think that was overboard? Like, I literally cannot fathom why she had a lawyer reach out. So guess what I did? Guess what I did? Oh my gosh, guess what I did? I had my lawyer reach back out. Cause who the fuck you playing with? I feel like her trying to send or have her lawyer respond was like a intimidation tactic or something. I honestly don't know what she was thinking. But you got a lawyer, I got one too. Okay? Always keep an attorney on deck. Okay? Always keep an attorney on deck. So I had my lawyer reach out and respond to her lawyer because like who are you playing with? Okay? Like don't think that you wasn't going to get a response. The funny thing to me was that like I was able to articulate myself and I said what I said. I didn't need a lawyer to reach out to tell her that I deleted her episode and she was a piece of shit and all of that. I didn't need a lawyer to do that. I didn't. I just articulated myself, no chat GPT, because I fancy myself to be a pretty good writer, okay? I just had to revise a few times. I was like, dang, she can't even articulate herself enough to respond to me as a woman. She got to get her lawyer to respond. That's how I took it. I said, oh, look at that. She got her lawyer, punk. Because this is not even a legal matter. So why are you getting your lawyer to respond? I already deleted it. And the thing is, I didn't even have to. I could see if I didn't delete it, if I decided not to delete it, and she's like, oh no, like shit. Like I could see her then be like, okay, I'm gonna get my lawyer to reach out. But that's not even the case. I didn't even have to delete the episode, y'all. I didn't even have to. Based off of the terms and conditions that she agreed to before submitting her information to schedule the interview, I didn't have to delete nothing and I would have been well within my rights to keep that interview up. But because I was like, I don't want the headache, I'm done with her, I don't even want the energy, I deleted it. So my lawyer basically responded to her lawyer, just basically telling her about the agreement that she released herself. And she said, my client, out of respect and mutual professionalism, agreed and then did, in fact, take the interview in question down. When she said dealing with the wine, this was only solely due to Susan's own remarks, okay, and follow up. communication. She's the one that mentioned on a couple of different occasions, Susan did, about the wine. Okay. Said that it's just like a whole bunch of stuff. She talked about the personal information that was never there. I'm just skimming through it, saying that I've been doing the podcast consistently for 4 years, okay, and there's never been an incident or complaint of this nature. And my track record reflects a deep commitment to quality and professionalism, and I take great offense at the suggestion of subpar production standards. Like, girl, get out of here. So I just thought, I was just like, this is insane. Absolutely the worst experience I've had with a podcast guest to date. I've had people cancel on me, that's fine. I've had people not show up to the interview, that's fine. Like, whatever. But this definitely took the cake. Like I said, always keep a lawyer on deck. Okay? And like I said in episode 293, don't let nobody play with you. Like I said, this person is very well known. Like if I were to say her name, y'all would know exactly who she is. And if you don't know who she is, she's not hard to like Google. And when you see who she is, you're like, wow, like she's like you would think that she's popping. Like she has a lot of accolades. Of course, the accolades are popping, but her energy is not. Like it's just all of that. It was just too much. Absolutely too much with me. Like I said, don't let nobody play with you, regardless of the status they have in the industry, regardless of the amount of years, regardless of whatever made up story you've made up about them in your head about what kind of person they are and whatever opportunities you think they may be able to give to you. Like, don't let nobody play with you. Like, I don't care who it is. Have your boundaries with the level of respect that you require for people to be in community and communication with you. And if they're not meeting that, then keep it moving. I've interviewed hundreds, probably close to over two, like probably close to 200 people on this podcast. And this one still shocks me because I know that people may have their bad moments. Like we all have our moments, but I think this one shocked me the most because she had zero accountability. She never apologized. All the correspondence that I read to y'all, she never, did you ever once hear her say, "I'm sorry"? No. And I'm a very understanding person. So, like, if you come to me and you tell me, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, girl. Like, I drank wine before the interview and I think I look and sound crazy. Like, that's not the way I like to present myself. You mind if we do it over?" Guess what I would have did? I would have been like, "All right, girl, I got you. I got you because I'm your best friend in beauty, okay? I would never want to put out something where you feel like you look and sound crazy, but like the fact that you didn't even apologize, you had no consideration for my time. You had for the fact that you talk about let's do it again, girl. What? Like I have, it's only been I think maybe 2 episodes that I've had to refilm again for whatever reason, maybe the quality or whatever, or the audio. And it's never the same. Like when you get that first interview, like it's just so raw and it's just so like, they sharing all the things. It's never the same again when you do it the second time. So that was absolutely not. But it's like, girl, we already rescheduled it. This was the rescheduled interview. Like they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Why would I do it a third time? Why would I do it a third time? So you could drink more wine? So you could drink more wine? Listen, I just yeah. So I think this one pretty much shocked me the most because it was like no no apology, no accountability. You think I'm just going to delete the episode? I don't know like what people really think people we doing with podcasts and stuff. And now that I have an editor, that would be me literally having to pay my editor more money just because you drank wine or just because you didn't like the way you looked and sounded. Like, give me a break. Give me a freaking break. So yeah, she never apologized. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So yeah, at the end of the day, I want to thank my therapist, Miss Pipkin. Hey, Miss Pipkin, I want to thank my therapist for giving me the tools and the confidence to really push me to speak up for myself, okay, when I don't like things. Yeah, shout out to my therapist because this has been, I was just, even when this happened, I was like really so proud of myself that I even said anything because the old me would have just like, just brushed it under the rug and kept it moving. But I'm like, no, she needs to know that I expected more from her. Or, like 30 years in the industry, you should know how to conduct yourself. you should know how to conduct yourself. Like, I expected more. So I felt like it was my duty to let her know and not let her off the hook. And that's why I'm saying, like, these are real people that we're dealing with. Okay, we love to see them winning online. We love to love them. Okay, but these are real people that we're dealing with, so I know that they're flawed. Like, some people are flawed, so I'm not, and that's why I'm like, please stop putting people on pedestals. These celebrity makeup artists, like all these people, don't even put me on the pedestal until you meet me. Okay, like, I feel like, until you meet me in person, don't put me too high on your pedestal. I mean, I feel like, and you can comment if you met me before. I feel like I am the same person in person as I am online, probably better in person, honestly. So I feel like I do a good job of presenting that way, but some people can disappoint you. Whether you meet them online or virtually, some people will and can disappoint you. So we just have to remember that these are real people out here, and perception, like the way that they want to be perceived is how they're going to put it out. So if you ever encounter them in person and they're not acting as though they were online, yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. So that is my story time, y'all. I hope that I covered everything. I feel like it was one other thing that I probably wanted to say about it, but I can't remember right now. But please let me know what you think about this story time. Okay. Like, I was not even expecting to be talking this long at all, but it's been a year. Hopefully, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna tell y'all too. That's gonna tell y'all. Hopefully this is something that would help me to release it, because one thing about me, it's not good, but I do hold grudges, okay? So if I ever see Susan in person, I would definitely walk past her like I have never ever seen her in my life. Like, I swear to God. Like, unless she comes with a different energy and it's like, oh my God, like, I want to apologize, but like, I would accept the apology, but I still won't talk to you. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. So I just feel like, yeah, I do be holding grudges a little bit. Not grudges to the point where it's like consuming me and like all of that stuff. Like, not to the point. I'm talking about grudges to the point where, like, I would literally never forget what you did and I would never talk to you again. So yeah, that's me, your best friend in beauty. So yes, please let me know what you thought about this episode. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you would have handled the situation. Do you think I even should have deleted it? Like, let's chat. Any ideas or comments that you have pertaining to this, like, let's chat. And I feel like one person reached out to me, was like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Because if you please don't put the person's name in the comments. Don't do that. But if you do know who I'm talking about, I feel like people who really, really tune into the podcast and saw me upload an episode and then delete it, those people who like really pay attention, they probably know who I'm talking about. But please don't put the person's name in the comments. We're not dragging them like that. But just be, if you do know who it is, just beware if you come in contact with Susan. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Friends of Beauty podcast. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more story times, hopefully it won't be a negative story time. But if you like my story times, then stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, comment, like, whatever you got to do, share with a friend, all the good things. And I'll talk to you another episode.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with another friend in beauty. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, rate, and leave a 5-star review so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.